Hey friends, let's talk about what the domains are and what yours really reveals about you. My name is Alexis Kipamagi, and I work with entrepreneur couples who are struggling with lack of communication and disconnect. And I help them overcome it so that they can work together to build a business and a life that they love. And one of the most powerful tools that I use, or maybe the most powerful tool that I use, is the Gallup Strengths Assessment. And the reason why is those 34 strengths, but in a totally custom order to you, completely unique, reveals so much about who you are and how you operate. And when I can put a couple together and I can show them their strengths reports and I can say, okay, here's how you operate and here's how they operate. And the light bulb moments that just go off are so incredible. When my husband and I first sat down, I remember him looking at my strengths report and honestly looking defeated because they were so different. And he sat there and was just like, I don't know how to work with you. And when we sat down with a coach, stuttering today. The first thing he said was, you two are perfect for each other. And we're like, how is that possible? Like, we fight like cats and dogs. Like, we can't build a business together. We can't do anything together because we are in this position of feeling like we can't understand each other at all. And he sat down and he started with the 4 domains. And the 4 domains are, number 1, relationship building. Someone who has 3 or more relationship building in their top 10 strengths, has relationship building as a dominant domain. And this means that they prefer to do everything in a way that honors their desire to connect with the right people. Relationship builders are the ones who love to just sit there and connect. They love to understand better about where people are at and what are the things that they're going through. You know, I talked to a relationship builder last week that I was coaching, and she said, I have notes in my phone. She's a network marketer who in the health and wellness industry. And she said, every person that I meet, I put notes in my phone in case there's something that comes up that I can help them with. Are they a dog mom, or do they have little kids, or are they going through menopause? Where are they at in their life so that I can know when something comes up, I know how to help them the most effective way. That's a relationship building trait. And relationship builders oftentimes want to know where you are before they ever talk about how to move you forward. That's where relationship builders start. They have a great desire to connect with the right people. Now, we have influencers. If you have 3 or more orange strengths in your top 10, relationship building are blue, influencing are orange. This is the new color system. If you have an old report, it might be a little different. But 3 or more influencing strengths in your top 10 means that you have a great desire to move people forward. Influencers, a lot of times, are people who live for the light bulb moments, right? They live for watching people get ready to just take that step and just go. A lot of times they can be a little bit higher energy. They can be a little bit faster moving than some of the other dominant domains. But everything that they do honors that desire to help people move forward and not stay where they're at, not stay stuck. I feel like the worst thing for an influencer is to see somebody who's just happy, staying stuck in a non-productive place, right? Influencers just melt over that one in a bad way. Actually, they don't, because what they do is they don't give it a lot of time. They're on to the next person. How do I help this person move forward, right? And so a lot of times where relationship builders and influencers can work together is the relationship builder can find out where people are at so that the influencer can move them forward. But if you always sit exactly where you're at and you never try to move forward, or if you're always trying to move people forward, but you never really have a deep understanding of where they're at, there can be a disconnect there, right? And so sometimes it can lead to people being stuck or people being frustrated while you're trying to help them. Now, executors are people who have 3 or more purple strengths in their top 10. And this means they prefer to do everything in a way that honors their desire to make sure things get done the right way. These are your busy and productive people. These are your checklist people. They have that constant to-do list that's just going there checking stuff off all day long, right? They can be incredibly productive when they are focusing that productivity in the right direction. Now, where a executor can get a little bit stuck when it comes to leadership and network marketing or working together in a relationship is when they think that their way is the only way to do that, to do something, right? I've seen a lot of leaders in network marketing who actually will shut down relationship builders because they're like, no, you got to follow the system. And the relationship builders over there going, no, I'm going to connect with people first. And so I've watched uplines really shut down their downlines because they're like, that's not the way you do this. Where an executor can maybe grow is understanding through strengths that we all have a different way of going about it. But each way is powerful, and each way is the most effective, and each way is completely authentic to the person with those dominant domains. And so maybe your way is a great way and it's a beautiful system and it works really well for you. But maybe step back and ask yourself, is what they're trying to do working better for them? And take a look at that and see what happens. And as a leader, or especially as a partner in a business, encourage them to do things in a way that's authentic to their dominant domains and the way that they naturally do things. Because you're both infinitely unique people, right? So let them rock it. Let them do it. Now, the fourth dominant domain is strategic thinking. This, having 3 or more green strengths in that top 10, means that you have a great desire to think, learn, and or create. The thing about strategic thinkers is a lot of times their productivity is not outward because the wheels are turning, right? It's all inside. It's all internal and inside their head. Maybe if they have intellection high, they're constantly, trying to think deeply and fully understand and comprehend complex subjects. If they are high input or high learner, they're constantly taking in new information and learning how to, with input, they're cataloging, taking in information and cataloging it. With learner, they're constantly looking for the process of improving. And maybe it's not necessarily to apply it, but it's loving the process, right? So to give an example, I was at a seminar this weekend and the presenter took off his shoe and he held up the shoelace and he said, does anybody know what this little plastic tip here on the end of the shoelace? And out of 40 plus people in the room, only one person knew that it was called an egglet. I learned something new this weekend. And I went, that person's high input, right? They stored that information because someday it might be useful to someone. And so a lot of times with strategic thinkers, they may struggle to get into action. They may struggle to get into that productivity because they can end up in a place of overanalysis or taking in so much information that they're not sure how to apply it. So the best thing that you can do as a strategic thinker or to support a strategic thinker is, what are you learning, right? Ask them, to support them, ask them, what are they learning? As a strategic thinker, when you learn something, go teach it to someone and find a way to implement it quickly. I see strategic thinkers who get into courses and they just want to blitz through the course. They want to get all of the information, and they get to the end and they're like, I didn't do anything, right? Take the time to do the practice that goes along with the course section of the course, right? If you're attending my challenges or you're attending my coaching calls, make sure that you are doing the homework, because taking in the information just to store it somewhere in the back of your brain is really never going to benefit your business. You've got to get implementing it. You've got to be teaching it to your downline and to your crossline and to the people in your organization, right? You are a powerhouse of information. So get out there and share it with somebody and implement the things that you're learning. So I hope you can see how understanding in a partnership, not only how you operate, but how your partner operates, can be so powerful. Now, for my husband and I, we actually cover all 4 domains. I'm a relationship building strategic thinker, and he is an influencing executor. And so when our coach sat down and he looked at our 4 domains completely covered, between the 2 of us, most of the strengths on the report were covered, right? And he was like, you guys are perfect for each other. Because what you can do as a relationship building strategic thinker is you build the classes, you build the content, you build the place where people can come and they can feel part of it, the community, right? You build a community, you educate people, you do that. But when they're ready to take that next step forward, that's where my husband takes them, and he teaches them how to move forward in their business, how to go farther than maybe they even thought they could. What are the simple step-by-steps that they can utilize to be the most effective and most influential self? And because we understand that, we understand how to break up all of the different tasks that come into building a business together. We understand, okay, this person needs to come to me first. When they're ready, I'm going to send them to you. We've actually built a coaching course where I start with helping them really understand and accept who they are, so that he can then take them and understand how to build their business the most authentic way. And so when you understand even just the domains, it changes everything about how you work together, about how you appreciate each other, about how you can be your most powerful, impactful, and unique self. So if you're looking for more information, more tips, more videos, go ahead and hit subscribe, and then click the link below to sign up for my weekly newsletter.